ห้าสี่สามสองหนึ่ง
Drop.
Yeah, you have to do this when you do the...
Take one.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they do, right?
Yeah, welcome back everyone. This time on camera as well.
Yep.
This is all new, but yeah, here's the Ranting Bananas. Here's how it look like. I know Chris a little bit disappointed.
Why? Why am I
mean-
disappointed? Oh, right, because the voice
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
match the face.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
For those who imagine like a hot Brit Vietnamese.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you, alright? Yeah, I'm a short ass. What can we say? It's fine.
It's fine. It's okay. It's not okay. But yeah, there's Jess here, half Thai, half Swiss. I really don't know where to look, to be honest. It's just like...
Look at me. I don't know. Yep, it's Chris here, half Vietnamese, half Chinese, born and bred in England. A podcast about third culture kids.
Yeah,
and third culture things.
We just rant, and then usually we drink booze. Today it's coffee because we had way too much booze during the weekend, I guess.
Yeah.
I did.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday for me.
Oh,
Drinking,
really?
yeah.
Where did you go Thursday?
Where didn't I go on Thursday?
Where didn't you go on Thursday?
Yeah, exactly. No, all the nights ended at like 5, 6 a.m, so not good. Not good for the system.
Same here.
Yeah.
So I need a nap. This weekend, so it started Friday, gentlemen's club. Very weird experience.
Don't call it a gentleman's club when it's just a strip
There's a reason why
club.
they call it gentlemen's club. It's like because the ladies have no entertainment there. I did play some games with some of the girls, but it's
What kind of
not
games?
fun.
Sex games?
No.
Bullshit.
Dice game. So.
And then you take your clothes off or what?
Oh yeah.
If you lose, then it's like,
No,
oh,
it was
no,
just-
hi.
It was just Hennessy shot.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice. Nice
Because
shot.
this is it's not a strip club. It's higher end.
That's why you call it a gentleman's club.
Yes,
But-
exactly.
Strip clubs, gentleman's club, whatever. It's a brothel
It is.
in Bangkok, isn't it? Yeah.
It is,
It's
it
like
is.
that in Mexico.
But with these girls, even if you pay them, there's a chance that they may say no. So they have that.
Okay.
I guess decision making. So if they don't like you, they will say, "Oh no." Even if you pay, they'll be like, "Oh no, I don't want to sleep with you." So I guess that's the big difference between going to Soy Cowboy or
Yeah.
going to this gentleman's club.
Yeah. What is soy cowboy for the people that don't know what soy cowboy is? How would you describe it?
How would I describe it?
Yeah.
Amusement park for guys.
Amusement, but what? Because they get to go on all the rides.
Yeah, they get to ride.
They get to ride. Doesn't matter how tall you are. Like.
Doesn't-
Yeah. You don't have to be a meter. You could be like however tall.
There's a lot of choice. There's short rides, long rides, bigger rides, smaller rides. Mostly Asian rides though.
Yeah, mostly Asian rides. Yeah.
I think if you go to Pattaya, they have walking street. They also have European rides and Russian rides.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
how you can see it on the second floors. Then we have this window display with the girls dancing inside.
Wow.
And they promote it. Russian girls here, Ukrainian girls.
It's kind of
so
like
hot.
Amsterdam as well. Like the window shopping kind of like ladies.
Well, I guess where that's coming from, because it's only the European places doing that.
Okay.
While the Thai places are more on the first floor. It's gonna be all open, and then you see all the girls dancing on the
Yep.
tables and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's soy cowboy, right? Like pay to play, right?
Yeah.
What is the gentleman's club you went to? Like, how is it different? How does the girls get how do they get money? You pay for their company at the table, or you tip them?
So you would usually buy drinks for them,
Okay.
and then they get a commission on how many drinks they sell.
Yes. Right. I see.
So that's the main, and then you can also sleep with them, but there's a chance that they might say no.
Okay.
So that's.
I mean, if you get them drunk enough.
I guess. Oh, one of the
I'm
girls
kidding,
was crazy drunk. It was her birthday also.
Oh, that's nice. That's
So we're
nice.
like, it's your birthday. Actually, she told only me because I was the only girl there and I was the only one who spoke Thai.
Okay.
So all the girls were talking to me when they got confident. I don't know. In the beginning, they wouldn't talk to me as much.
Yeah.
And then the more they would stay there, they opened up and like, okay. And we touched each other boobs too.
You do this all the time? Like, you told me, like, just how you just touch boobs, like... It's almost like you're transitioning in a phase in your life where, like, you're straight, and then you're just like, no, I've touched enough boobs to be like, I'm not straight anymore, and I just go to get the free boob touch.
No, I will always be straight, but I feel like because I am an artist, I would say, I went to art school, I always like drawing, I always like creating.
An artist loves boobs.
No.
I thought that was a justification. Sorry,
an
carry on.
artist loves beautiful things. And come on, we pick a girl and we pick a guy, a girl always going to look better.
Yeah.
So
True.
there's a very little pool of guys that are very handsome.
Yep.
But girls, it's everywhere. You just turn around and there's so many pretty girls.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, that's why I follow a bunch of like half naked girls on Instagram. Just like, you look so good. I want to look like you. And that's the thing with girls. We like to look at other girls because usually it's kind of it's a jealousy. You just want to look like them. You want something that they have, like bigger boobs, better hair, longer legs.
Yeah.
So I would say that's why. Well, guys, do you do that? No, I guess not as much.
No, you know when guys are good looking, but you don't necessarily. I don't know. Well, I don't. I don't know if my friends does, and if even if they do, they wouldn't admit it because it's not a very guy thing to admit.
True.
Like, oh yeah, I follow all these like fitness models because I want to be like them, right? Like I don't think, but I think maybe it's getting popular. I mean, like like GQ, right? It's like fashion mag and like products mag. So guys do follow that, or some guys do, but I would say girls probably do it more to the same sex for inspiration.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We do that. Yeah, we do that a lot, and we're also more comfortable. How do I explain this? So we spend a lot of time with other girls, and we would not be shy to talk about a lot of things and open up, and also about like body issues. So I guess that's why we feel more comfortable like touching each other's boobs. It's like, okay, now we're friends because I touch your boob.
Yeah, but a guy will never get caught with another guy. Be like, oh, like, do you want to quickly touch my package? Like, that would be weird, right?
It's more like, oh, you have to touch my boobs, like they're so small, and then we compare, just like, oh, yours is so squishy, or like, oh, this is how big boobs feel like.
That I can't imagine living in that world. I mean, sounds crazy.
You should try.
What?
Just go to one of your friends and be like,
let me grab your balls quickly. Let me see.
let me see.
Yeah, let me see.
It's like, I feel like mine are smaller later.
yeah. Let me tickle your balls quickly. Like, you get the same sensation I get. Like, what is? That's weird though, man. Like,
the other day I saw this meme of a guy sending dick pics to his crew like WhatsApp group.
Sure.
And he was asking, my girlfriend is asking me to send a dick pic. What do you guys think of this? And they're like commenting, oh yeah, your testicles look good. There's like the shape, the curvature. It was like, are you sure? I'm so insecure about, I don't know, like the tape or whatever. And they're like, no, that's the best part. Just send it over. She will love it.
That's really funny.
And I send this meme to all, like, I think I didn't send it to you. I will send it to you, and then I want to see what you think about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
But all the guys said this is not what would happen in a guy chat group. There's a chance that they will be, oh, why does it look so small? Or, oh,
they'll just take the
weird.
piss. Yeah. They won't be supportive because they'll just be like, this is so funny.
Yeah, but if you would do it with a girls group, I'm pretty sure it would be the same. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they're with gay guys, I don't know.
Well, it's not a secret that guys, some guys are very open, especially the guys who play sports, because they're in like the locker rooms, and it's the kind of like a locker room culture where it's like it's okay to walk around, your body's naked, and kind of like so like some guys do that. My friend at university would have sex with his girlfriend, and then just run into our room with like cum everywhere on his hand, on his belly. Just be like, hey guys, sit down, and we'll be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Get off my chair! Like you're staining my chair.
Like your butt sweat there.
Yeah, and like there's just some guys that are more comfortable than others in terms of exposing themselves and being super comfortable with their body. I mean, I'm jealous of that because I'm not one of those guys. But still, it's kind of like, whoa, dude, like you're a bit full on. You know, you can only do this to certain people. You know, in certain situations, you can't just like. He did it to everybody though. He would. Yeah, one time we invited 2 girls back to our uni house. You know, there was like 8 boys, but they were there, and we were just like chilling, whatever. And then he wrapped a scarf around his head while the girls went to get some water in the kitchen. He wrapped a scarf around his head so you could only see his eyes. And he stood in the door frame, like propped himself up in the door frame, and started doing the helicopter. The funniest thing, because he ran the idea by me, right? And I was like, yeah, you should do it, man. Like, so I was like behind him, and he was just like running down the hall, and he did it. And I just laughed so hard. It was amazing.
How did the girls react?
They got freaked out and they left in the space of like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, one of my friends was like grabbing a knife from the kitchen and pretending to be like this crazy man. But we know he was joking, but the girls didn't know.
Yeah,
so I think that probably scared them more than the willy part.
Yeah.
They probably found that fairly funny because this guy's weird. But the knife part was a bit like scary, right? Not. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my uni house is pretty good. It's pretty crazy times.
Sounds like.
Yeah, man.
This is what happens when too many guys are together for too long.
Fuck yeah. There was like 6 or 7 of us living in the same house. And we all sort of knew each other fairly well, like from college, or it's like friends of a friend. So yeah, it was like, we had freshers fortnight, which meant, you know, you would go out every day in a row for 14 days. Because it was like the induction of the whole uni, so all the first years go out, which means all the second years go out. And yeah, it was just like, we went out every day. It's like a religious thing. Like, you just did it. And you went to university in the morning.
Yeah.
Which is like impossible now to think about. I can never do that now.
These 2 days, I already feel like I need 2 days nap just to recover from all of that.
Yeah, exactly. But good way to dodge the gentleman club question, because you went on this whole deep like dive. What happened apart from you touched some boobs? Did any of your friends get lucky or take ladies home or take them upstairs or?
So that's the thing. Nothing happened.
Because you were there, cock block.
I would say maybe things didn't get as crazy because I was there. So no one went home with any of them, but one guy definitely got grinded on so hard, and it was so funny. I was just laughing in my head, but I guess for him it wasn't as comfortable. Also, this girl was crazy.
Okay.
She was just like grinding on him and being like all in the open. I was like, okay, so that's how it is. Okay, it's kind of different from, I would say, like Soy Cowboy, because in Soy Cowboy it's all open, you don't have a private room, but in our case we did have a private room.
Yeah. Oh, really? Like a karaoke booth? Like...
Exactly.
Ooh.
So it was just our room, and there were 4 of us, and they got 1 girl each, so there were 3 girls plus me.
Okay. You didn't get a girl?
No. It's expensive, first of all. Second of all, why would I get a girl?
You know, touch her boobs, talk to her.
I did it for free already.
I don't know. Okay, what was the place called? Can you mention the name?
Pimp.
Okay, I thought you would say that because I want to tell you my story of Pimp.
Oh, okay.
So, I was in Vietnam, and my cousin had come over with his friends from Portland, and there's a bunch of American Asian guys, and I ended up staying with them in the hotel room for a week in Vietnam because we just partied really hard and we really liked each other. Then I was kind of broke because I was traveling, and they were like, hey, come to Bangkok, I'll pay for your flight, you can stay at our hotel, everything's be smooth. And I'm like, okay, cool. So one night we go to Pimp, and they were like just hyping it up, right? Like, oh, this place is awesome, like Like, and I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, I didn't really know because that was my first ever time exploring Bangkok on my own and with friends. So we go to this place, and Pimp is crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's like a stage, and you have like girls in like really nice lingerie, I would say, just walking around, and like, you know, there's like some shows, and they're serving you drinks. There's these little like high stools and tables, people sitting around, right?
Yeah.
And then there is a VIP area.
Yes.
But where we went wasn't the booth. It was on the side of the stage, and there was like this little curtain. So you can still see other people, but they can't really see you, kind of thing. Like, there's an element of privacy, so we went into one of them. And my friends went there because they had met a guy from Hong Kong that they know.
It's always a guy from Hong Kong.
It's always a guy from Hong Kong, like these high rollers. So he was there, and there was probably 6 of us. Everybody had a girl, but... So they had girls already there. So I was there with my mate, and I was like, okay, well, what happens now? And they just bring up everybody. And it's like all these girls that you have to pick from, and you're just like looking, and it's really awkward.
That was the part that I hated the most.
Yeah.
Especially as a girl, I was looking at them, and how would that feel like to be judged? And then if you don't get picked, I already like get a lot of problems when I get rejected. I imagine like all the time it's just like, oh no, I don't want you, you're not pretty enough.
Right.
And then the other ones also right now, because of coronavirus, you know, there's
they're all wearing masks.
No.
So you're like, oh shit, I don't know which one to choose. It's like, lucky dick.
Mystery box.
Mystery meat. Oh god. Okay.
But the rejection, it would be awful. Because you're being compared to all the other girls, and it's just... One of the funny parts is that we were looking at the girls, and then, you know, they picked some, and after that, another girl came in. She knew already one of my buddies.
Oh, okay.
And she was so pretty, like the prettiest of them all, and all the other guys got so angry at my buddy. I was like, what the fuck? She wasn't there before. This is not fair. Fucking get scammed.
That usually happens. Yeah, it's weird because they all have like number badges, right?
They didn't have it.
Oh, they didn't have it. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe my memory is lying to me, but yeah, you have to pick a bunch of girls. Like, let's say it's kind of like that scene in Rush Hour, right? Where Chris Tucker's in Hong Kong, and there's a bunch of these massage girls, and he's supposed to pick one, and he picks like 3, right? Classic scene, but that's how I felt. I was just like, fuck, how am I supposed to choose? And you're right in terms of objectifying someone, right?
Yeah.
I want that product versus the others that are, you know, similar as well. So yeah, we had to pick. That was really awkward because you can tell on some of their faces and expressions they don't want to be there.
Yeah.
Some are like maybe more drunk, so they're a bit smiley, right? So in that decision making process, do you pick someone that's super hot but's not into it because she looks really bored, or do you pick someone that's like looks fun and enthusiastic? Like, there's a lot of these buying decisions, right?
Didn't you're like, think about that. I was just like looking at the hotness.
Yeah, or do you go for the one with big boobs because that's your thing, or that's what you're into right now, or, you know, like, what do you go for, right? How do you make your decision? So, you know, we ended up picking a bunch to sit down with us, and yeah, like, the guy from Hong Kong literally didn't give a fuck. He was ordering so much, like, whatever, right? And we were playing games, and everyone was getting drunk. Like, I think everybody got their penis out, like, at one point, right? But we didn't really care because we were just focused on this girl, and we were like, I think we got them naked as well, which was quite funny. But the guy from Hong Kong was literally fucking her right there and then in front of us.
Really?
Yeah, and she was giving him head for like 2 hours. And we were just looking over like, Jesus Christ. And then like going back to our conversation with the girl, right? And at the end of the night, he paid for everything, and it came to like $3,000.
$3,000.
Yeah, it was nuts. Like, and I was like, what is this? You know, like, what? I'm going from a night out in England that cost me 20 quid, and I'm like, oh, 20 quid, you know, 20 quid. But this guy's just dropping it, and then I was like, wow. It was a fun night. It was an interesting place, definitely interesting. But it's debauchery, right? It's completely degenerate. kind of fun.
Yeah, it didn't go as crazy for us. Also, cause a couple of them had girlfriends and they were like they didn't want to do anything.
Sure.
So it's just just wanted to talk to.
Is that
girls.
cheating?
I thought about it. My view on relationship is that you need three things in a relationship. So it's the three pillars. One is 100% trust.
Yep.
And then they're all related. And then you have honesty. So someone who is not afraid to tell you also the bad things as long as it's the truth.
Yep.
And then of course communication.
Okay.
So if you don't have these three, then you don't have a relationship, which means that it can be applied to any kind of relationship. I feel like I wouldn't mind even being in open relationship as long as I have these three things in that. The problem is that not everyone can be in an open relationship.
Yes.
Because a lot of time there are trust issues, there is not enough communication, or there is no honesty. But as long as a person is honest with me, there's also respect. But I guess it would go like with those three principles.
So I would want to dive into the honesty part. Sure, you should be honest, but you can't be 100% honest 100% of the time, because a lot of the time that is hurtful, right?
Of course.
Because you have to like phrase it correctly. You can't be like blunt motherfucker, like
nah,
not tonight, I want to fuck someone else. Oh, but we are in an open relationship, right? I still care about you, but no, like you can't be like that honest, right?
Oh, of course, no.
Okay.
It's more so of if you want to do something, talk about it instead of keeping it for yourself and then never talking about it. Because I feel like a lot of the problem is just communication wise.
Yeah.
Two people, they have different opinions and they never communicate it to each other.
Yeah, sure.
So at that point, that's when miscommunication happens. Like one person maybe is too much into it. One person's like, you don't set boundaries. You don't set the expectations. So if you don't talk to each other, how can you know where your relationship is? Where is it going? What can you do? What can you not do if you're not communicating?
Yeah.
Sometimes some girls maybe get jealous when the guy talks to other girls.
Yeah.
But they never say it. They just, what they do? They do the silent treatment. They're like, I'm not gonna talk to you for a week, and then they get angry instead of saying, look, the only thing that made me angry is that you talked to that girl. Like, can we talk about it? And a lot of the time, it's not about the guy talking to the girl. A lot of the time it's about your confidence, because you feel like, oh my god, you don't love me enough, or I feel like the way you talk to other people might be like upsetting you. So if you don't talk about it, then there is no way that you can fix that.
Yeah.
So I feel like, in my opinion, a lot of the problem comes from communication, trust issues, and honesty.
Okay, so I want to mention like maybe a fourth pillar that I think I find very interesting or relevant or important in a relationship, which is laughter or humor. I think because that brings like a different element to it. That if you can laugh at lots of things together and have a sense of humor in the relationship, maybe you can break down some of those miscommunications, or at least have fun, right? Because those are the pillars of maybe like a good relationship, but you don't like that can't just be it, right? Because it's multi-dimensional. If you don't have fun with someone, then you probably don't want to communicate as much, or
True.
I don't know. Are there any other important pillars that you find?
Respect.
What kind of respect?
How do I say?
Or how do you embody respect, or how do you execute respect in a relationship? Slap her about for a bit?
No.
What? I mean, some girls like that, a little slap.
It's respecting your image and the fact that you have a life. So one of the things, would I be okay with a guy going to a brothel or a gentleman's club? For me, it's I will be okay, but I would expect that the guy respect my image. So if you go and and you want to be a pig, do it, but do it in private.
Yeah.
I don't want people to see you acting a certain way, and then they associate him with me.
Yeah, sure.
We are in a couple.
Right.
You can say, yeah, we are two individuals that are together, but you're still a couple. So whatever we do affects both of us.
Quite
so
right.
I feel like that respect, as in respect my image, or if you want to cheat on me, at least do it in secret. Don't do it in broad light where everyone can see, and then I'm gonna be the laugh of the town.
Right,
So
right.
I would say that, and also in terms of if we are in a relationship. So one time, my most toxic relationship, I would say, the guy cheated on me, and I had no idea. At that time, I was in Switzerland, and 2 days before I left to go back to Bangkok, I had so much pain in my stomach, and I thought it was appendicitis. Everyone thought it was appendicitis because it was in the same area, kind of the same symptoms. I went to the doctor. So I don't know if you do the same in the UK, but first you go to your family doctor, and then unless it's during like at night or something, then you will go directly to the emergency room.
Right.
But if it's during the day, then you go to your family doctor and you say, oh look, I have some pain, can you do something? He was like, well, no, seems like your appendicitis just exploded, you have to go to the hospital.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, let's go to the hospital. I did all of my tests there, and they said, but your appendicitis looks fine. And they couldn't understand what was the problem.
Yeah.
So after like 3 hours testing and trying to find out like what was the problem, they just decided, let's just operate for appendicitis, and then let's see what happens.
What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, so
Sounds.
They took me to the surgery room. They opened me up, and then they realized it's ovaries infection.
Oh wow.
So appendicitis surgery takes about 30-40 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty standard procedure
Exactly.
these days. Yeah.
So at that time I was knocked out. I didn't realize anything.
Right.
But apparently they moved me to another room, and I stayed in surgery for 3-4 hours.
Wow.
And like when I came out, I was like, what the fuck? Where am I?
They must have pumped you with more anesthetic after that.
Yeah, probably.
Right. Yeah, because
Yeah.
40 minutes versus 3 hours, 4 hours,
Yeah.
and then the transfer to a different.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
So after that, I talked to the doctor to find out like what's happening, what do I have, and they say you have, I think PDI or PID. It's basically an infection that goes to your ovaries,
Yeah.
and it comes from an STD. So it's an STD that grew in your body. So
Right.
in that case, I had gonorrhea, and I didn't know because gonorrhea is pretty much you don't have symptoms.
For women, it takes up to like 3 to 6 months. In men, it's a lot quicker, but in women, yeah. So
Yeah.
okay, I see.
So I had gonorrhea, and I was like, oh fuck, I didn't know I had
Where'd I
gonorrhea.
get it from? Yeah, like what the fuck?
Where does it come from?
Yeah.
So, and then it attached to my ovaries, and then it just started spreading. And they said, you're lucky you felt pain, because usually these things, you don't feel anything.
Yeah.
And
that's
then
right.
if you would have waited and just like let it sit there, you would become like unable to have kids.
That's right. That's the
Yeah.
symptoms. Because, yeah. That's what happens if you don't treat gonorrhea for women.
Yeah,
That's right.
exactly. And I was like, oh shit. And at that point, I didn't realize that. Where did I get it? I
Yeah.
wasn't thinking about it. It was just like, oh my god, okay, I got it, and now I'm
Yeah.
cured. I was super lucky that I was in Switzerland at that time.
Sure, yeah.
So I got free healthcare and everything. So I
Yeah.
got treated. I stayed home.
Wow.
My mom was taking care of me. Imagine if I came back to Bangkok and I had that here. That like the experience would be completely different. But I was lucky and unlucky in my situation there. But after I came back, I talked to my boyfriend, and like you have to take this because I had gonorrhea.
Yeah.
And I started realizing, wait a minute, how did I get this sickness?
Yeah.
And at first I thought, because I have a mild allergy to latex and condoms,
Okay.
and I thought maybe something happened and
Right.
something like that. And after a couple of months, someone told me like, oh, your boyfriend is cheating on you. And I was like, motherfucker.
Did that person come to tell you because they knew about everything you had been through, or it was just very like?
Oh, they didn't know. So
Oh, okay.
The person who told me is my best friend.
Good.
She told me like, look, I've seen something and I have to tell you. So she
Yeah.
showed me like all the picture that she saw, blah blah. The fucked up thing is that I knew this girl, but we were never friends. So
Sure.
it's like acquaintances. So I know who she is and she knows who I am.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's the
And-
worst.
Yeah. And she's the roommate of my best friend. That's why my best friend knew about it, because you know she's friend with her, so she saw like Snapchat stories and everything, and she found out like, oh my god, like your boyfriend is not being really faithful, and that's why respect. If you have to cheat on me, like fucking wear protection. Cause then when you come back to me, then if you give me STDs, if you give me like bullshit, I'm like, no, that's,
Yeah. Or at least have the heart to tell you, because he probably found out, because the symptoms in men is a lot sooner. So he'll be like, it burns when I piss. Let me go check it out, because it's very uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
And then he'll be like, the fact that also he waited for your symptoms to arrive to then tell you, it was just taking a chance.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe she doesn't have it,
wow.
and then yeah, that's terrible.
I know, right? So I got cheated on and I got fucking sent to the hospital for it.
Yeah,
So
repercussions.
respect for my body also.
Yeah, that's definitely a huge one. I think we're on a great topic, right? It's a good segue to just relationships and dating in Asia in general, because I think people are interesting. Oh, that's it. All right, podcast over.
My verdict.
Okay, let's end it. No. But yeah, why don't you tell us some experience about just relationships and dating in Asia in general, or as a single person now, what do you go through? Like, how do you date?
So back home, I am viewed as exotic, beautiful, unique, special.
A
and
unicorn.
Like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I was just a fucking unicorn.
Yeah.
I have to fuck her like right away. This is what happens in my country, and I grew up with that perception. So I can get whoever I want because I look pretty enough. I come to Thailand and there's so much fucking competition, fucking everywhere.
Yeah, like brothels.
Exactly. Before, it could have been just 10 girls, and I'm gonna be in the top tier. I would say, like,
Right.
I would find a guy like quite easily. I come here and there's thousands of me, and maybe 70% of that thousand, they are way more approachable than me.
Yeah.
So the way when I go date, for me, I expect a little bit of a baseline, I have some standards, like you have to take me out somewhere, we need to talk, and if you are an idiot, then I don't want.
Yeah.
I don't want
sense.
you near me. Like,
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Because you have to tickle my brain too. If you don't tickle my brain, you cannot tickle any other part.
That's so fair. Tickle your brain first, tickle
Yeah.
elsewhere later.
Yes.
Got it.
That's my bare minimum.
Yeah. That's your mantra for life.
Yeah.
Tickle my brain, then tickle whatever you want.
Exactly.
Okay.
But that's not the same for all the girls. Some girls is
Sure.
just, oh, you look good, then where do you live? I'm gonna come over. And so it's just so much competition for a girl.
But you don't. I wouldn't put you in the same sort of ranking as maybe all the Thai girls, because you're half and half, right? So you do look differently. So does that not even help with dating here?
It does, but I would say it's easier for me to take out what is clearly trash.
Okay.
I would say trash as in they just want to hook up, they don't care.
Yeah.
They just want to, whatever is moving, it's fine.
Right. Is there a lot of guys like that here that you've met and dated, or like at least been on one date?
No.
Okay.
I think I am a good judge of character, so I would understand pretty fast if what are the intention of a guy.
Yeah.
Also, what they do is usually, oh, do you want to come over? Like, of course not, I don't want to come over. First of all, it's dangerous.
Unless we're recording a fucking podcast, I'm not coming over. So, yeah. I get it.
And then I see a camera, I'm like,
Tripod
what is this
camera,
about
yeah,
for?
red light already on. You're like, ooh.
Oh, are we recording a podcast?
Yeah.
No, if you don't tickle my brain again, nope, I don't want to go out with you.
Yeah.
It's important for me. It's part of the, how do you call it?
Courting procedure.
Yeah, courting. So
Yeah.
it's hard. Also, a lot of people here are transitioning. Transitioning meaning that they won't stay in Bangkok for a long time.
Right.
They just come here, they have their either holidays or they work here for just a couple of months, or maybe they've been here for a long time but they start thinking, oh, I want to move somewhere else, I want to go back home, or I want to go to a country which is more, stable politically wise and pollution wise.
Right. And that's important to you at the beginning? In the dating sort of realm, do you care about that? Or are you just like, I enjoy time with you, so therefore we'll figure that stuff out later? Or do you always think about...
I don't care, but I would rather date someone who has been here, just because if it's a tourist, usually what happens is I'm gonna be a tourist guide.
Yeah.
And it's fun. In the beginning it was fun, like, oh, I'm gonna take you to nice places.
Yeah.
But then after a while it becomes a job.
Yeah.
Because I have to think, like, what would you like? What is your budget? Also, maybe you don't know much of the culture of Bangkok, so you will see a certain part of Bangkok that you didn't want to see. So I don't like dating tourists here.
Yeah, and you always end up doing the same thing, right? Because people want to go see temples.
Yeah.
People want to go to the market.
Yeah.
Whatever, right? Like, but there's certain things that if you have never been here before, you need to do these things, and being a part of that over and over and over again is terrible, right?
Exactly. And then you have that pressure, like you're representing Bangkok.
Yeah.
So you have to show something that it's good, and then if they're disappointed, it's even worse. If it's an expat that lives here and they're disappointed, like, oh, well, okay, tomorrow you will still in Bangkok.
Right.
Well, with other people, it's just, oh, well, tomorrow I'm leaving, and you show me like this shitty place. It never happened, but as a girl,
yeah, like Khao San Road, right? It's like you love it or you hate it.
Yes.
It's not an in-between, like, oh, it's alright, it's, yeah.
So, it is important for that, I would say. I would rather date someone who knows also. Sometimes I just don't want to think about where do we go. I want the guy to take the lead and be like, okay, I'm gonna take you here. Like, okay, nice.
Yeah. I think that's quite nice as well. So have you had much luck dating? Have you been quite active, or are there people you're seeing at the moment? What's happening as a banana?
As a banana?
Yeah.
When I came here, I got in a relationship in maybe a couple of months, like 6 months or 7 months after I got into a relationship with the guy who sent me to the hospital.
That guy, that guy, infamous. Yeah.
That one. We stayed together for 2 years and a half.
Wow.
And after that, since then I've been single, and I realized it's been so long that I've been single.
Oh, okay.
Very, very long time. In the difference, I would say, I don't know if it's Bangkok in itself or if it's Tinder mentality, Instagram mentality, like all of these new apps and social media coming up. But dating is so different from what I used to remember.
What's the difference, and how did you used to remember it?
In Switzerland, you hang out with friends.
Yep.
And then they will invite other friends, and you meet more people, blah, blah. And there's this chain of reaction, and then at one point you will meet someone you vibe with.
Yep.
And then you want to see them, and then you go on dates. And you get in a relationship, I would say, after 2 dates. Okay. If you see each other for 2 times, it's already like, okay, we're locked in, now we're in a relationship.
Oh, that's so much pressure. I don't like that. That's
you don't
crazy.
like that?
I mean, 2 days and the expectation is that you're locked in? The fuck? I don't know you, therefore, how could I make that commitment already, right? To be exclusive, because I've met you twice. Even if we slept together both times, it still doesn't mean we're committed. Like, right? Because you don't, like, for me, you don't really know a person until you live with them. I'm not saying that you have to move in together really quickly, but you have to spend an extended amount of time to be like, can I invest emotionally? Can I invest a lot of other parts of my life with this person? So how could you... Like, that's weird. I don't necessarily agree with that.
Usually you would know this person before a little
Oh, like
bit.
friends.
So you don't go on dates. You go out together, and then at one point, you start texting each other, and then when you go on official dates, then it pretty much happens instantly. Okay,
so like when you interact on that setting, it's like kind of agreed on that, oh, we're seeing each other, we're sort of exclusive, but we might... But do people ask, hey, you want to be my girlfriend? Or is it just like accepted in Switzerland?
Just accept it.
Okay. I think in England we still kind of have the talk, right? Yeah, like, hey, do you want to be my girlfriend? Or yeah. Otherwise, if you don't clarify, then they don't know where they stand or where you yourself stand. So there needs to be some sort of agreement, like we are exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that. You would know, cause you would have. I had hookups, guys that I would just hook up with, and what they do is just I would go out because when you go out, you usually always go to the same places. So I would be at a bar, he would be at a bar, and be like, okay, now we go home and do the devil's tango, whatever.
You're so lame, but carry on.
Oh, very good. I like the devil's tango.
The devil's, just say, tango. We just get down, we get freaking. No?
I don't like it.
Okay.
The devil's tango.
Devil's tango, alright, okay.
And so that's the hookup friend.
Right.
But if you go on dates and you talk to each other, then that's, we are boyfriend and girlfriend.
Right, okay. Yeah, that's way too much. I think it's premature, but yeah, you do need to build that relationship first, right? So this is my take on it, if I may.
You may not.
Okay, fine. Let's move on. No, but it's interesting to see maybe the person that you have, warm feeling towards in a social circle, right? To see how they interact with your friends, or maybe how you interact with their friends if you like them. But I don't think that you should jump into it first. I prefer to see a person one-on-one, so you can actually dig into like how they feel about the world, and do you have things in common? And then it's like, okay, I'm ready for you to meet my mates because it's an important part of my life, and I just don't want to introduce like these random hoes, right? That I might have only seen once, or to my friend group, because then they'll be like, you're a pig, and you're like, yeah, but so what, right? Like keep that shit separate, right? Because when they start meeting your friends, then it's kind of like, do they get the pass or not from your mates? Are they like, I like her, or I don't know, she's a bit weird, man. And then that's another secondary judgment before you even make a call of, can this person be in my life, repeatedly and often. Also, I heard this on another podcast, and I don't know if you know, or it's similar in your part of the world, but in Sweden, apparently people will just sleep together before they ever go on dates. So they reverse what the Americans do. You go on dates first, you go on multiple dates, then you sleep with each other, and then you're kind of hooked up. But in Sweden, you would sleep with maybe a person, and then like you see that person at the same bar, and then you do it again, and then the guy would get the courage to be like, hey, do you want to go on a date? Versus like the other way around, right? Which is quite interesting, I think.
I think it did happen to me once, where I was hooking up with a guy, and then he asked me like, do you want to go on a date? And I said no.
You broke that still, but I still like to do the devil's dance.
I don't know, because at that time, should I say this story? Yeah.
We've got some juicy Jessica secrets coming out.
So I was seeing this guy, and we were hooking up, and that's what happened. And then I started to see his best friend.
At the same time?
Because his best friend made a move on me. I don't know if they knew that they were both seeing me, but at one point I was just like doing both of them.
Doing both of them? Yeah, that's better than the devil's dance. I was just doing them, yeah. But, so, here's the thing. Because you slept with both of them, right, but you never went on a date, then it wasn't official in your mind, right? Yeah. But then, like, the later one broke the bro code if he knew about it, right? So that's actually his problem versus yours, in a sense, right? Unless you have a code, but clearly you don't have any code. Clearly you would just fuck any... No.
I do have a code.
Okay,
and I'm never gonna be a mistress. I'm never getting into someone else's relationship.
But so you will fuck a group of friends. Oh, okay, done. Done. Okay, we've agreed.
It's
That's
their
okay.
problem. It's not my problem.
I also think it's their problem. I don't think it's your problem at all.
Yeah.
I think if they haven't worked it out between mates and been like, agreed upon, but also there's also a danger. It depends on what group of people they are, because they could probably be like, "This is awesome," or like play this internal game with each other. Like, oh, this is what I did with her last night.
Oh.
This is what, and then like because like guys tend to do that, right? They have a loyalty to their tribe, so it's very hard for sometimes a female to penetrate that tribe. So there's a danger of running that risk, and you obviously don't want to be that object in that game, right?
True.
So, or they like you independently, and they're just like, oh, I don't know how to do it. I mean, there's multiple dimensions.
In this case, ignorance is bliss. They would never tell me. Okay.
You're like, oh well.
I'm getting what I need.
Yeah, I'm filling up the quota for this week. So.
Like, okay. You're on Monday and you're on Wednesday. It's like, oh, okay, which day?
Yeah. But did you ever bump into them?
Together?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All the time, right? So who would you be warmer to? Or would you just be the same to both? Same coldness, same warmness? Like, how do you juggle that?
I would be warmer to one of them because he was just gentler.
Okay.
We would talk more.
Yeah.
So he would not treat me like a girlfriend, but treat me more like talk to me in public and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, the other guy was a little bit less like that. He would be just, oh, okay, I see you. I know he would even talk to like other girls and blah blah, and at the end of the night, he comes to me like, okay, let's go. I'm like, okay, sure.
Okay.
So I didn't care much about him. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
While the other guy was okay, I'm more into it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why the other guy. Guy who I was not that interested in. I started stopping seeing him as often and being like, oh, do you want to go out? Like, yeah, no, I would rather see your
I want to see your friend, yeah, not you, man. Yeah, you're not the good one.
And then he asked me, like, do you want to go on a date? I said, nah.
Oh, okay. Did you end up dating the other guy, his friend?
No, never. He, that was awkward, actually. So, we had another friend in common.
Yep.
So this friend asked me if I wanted to watch a movie at his place, and I was like, yeah, sure. And he was there, and another girl was there, and then he ended up dating her.
Oh, okay.
So I think they're still together. So I was like, oh, okay, I know I'm not gonna get lucky tonight.
Okay. How does sex play a role in your relationships? Or how do you view it? Just in general.
It's not number one priority, but I would say number two.
Okay.
So.
What about getting to know a person before you jump into the relationship? Sex. What kind of role does that play?
Having sex before you get into a relationship, you mean?
Yeah, I guess how much does sex influence the decision process of being like, oh, yeah, I wouldn't mind dating this guy for a bit?
90%.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
If we have a bad sex life, I don't think I can take it. It's a lot of the sex part. It's also the attraction.
Yeah.
If you have bad sex life, you won't feel as attracted to that person.
Right.
I feel like.
And at the beginning, that's like the most important part. The infatuation, attraction, the chemistry, and all that stuff, right? Yeah.
Oh, there was this guy. He was so bad in bed, so bad, but he looked so good. And it was a period of, I was desperate, okay? I was thinking, thinking, should I teach him how to have sex and just like hope that he will improve? And then I was just like, no, I can't do it. It's just so bad. But he was so hot. He was like a model and everything, and he was so into me. He was like, but you're so bad.
You didn't train him? You didn't put the moves on?
I think I found someone else in the end.
Okay.
Okay, but
yeah.
I think that was so bad.
I think for me too, I think it'll be impossible to date anybody if you don't know how they are like in the bedroom. Yeah. I think it's like Yeah, there's got to be some sort of connection, or you know, just something. Like if you're incompatible in the bedroom, likely, or you don't even want to go through the bullshit, right, of being compatible in real life. So I think that's like a key component, because it never used to be like that, right? We're kind of flipping the script in terms of like, you might chat to a girl and then like you go on multiple dates and then maybe sex initiate something, you know, like more serious. But now it's like, it's almost a prerequisite to knowing someone.
Yeah.
Which is how I see it. Like, if that doesn't happen, then how could anything else happen, right?
Yeah,
Unless it's a
exactly.
friend, of course, because then you know them. But like, if it's a girl I really don't know, then one of the best measures is to have sex and see what happens. But the first time is also kind of awkward usually.
Yeah, the first time will always be the bad pancake. Yeah. Always.
Unless you're drunk, because then like everything's fine.
Yeah, because you won't remember it. That's why. That was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like I don't remember anything, but it's sure I'm tired, so that must have been amazing.
Yeah. What would you do? Let's say you have a best friend, like this girl. It's everything. So she's pretty. You get along with her, and then you know your friend. So you of course you vibe together. And then at one point you're just like, okay, now I want to date this girl, and the sex is bad. You find out. So on one level, she has everything that you're looking for. You know her already, but then sex-wise, you find out it's terrible. How would you react?
I would just stop having sex. Yeah, or I'll have enough times to validate that. Yeah, like this clearly doesn't work, and I would stop having sex and just be like, yeah, we probably shouldn't do this because you're like really cool, and let's keep it platonic and not go anywhere else. I have friends like that now, right? Well, it's not like we've had sex, but I don't even want to go into that area and be like, do you know what I mean? You know, like I think girls do it more so than guys, where they're like, you're really cool, but if we have sex, it'd be weird.
Yes.
Right? Like, there's a lot of that. I think females get it more because guys want to have sex with them all the time, right? But maybe, for men, that happens as well. Yeah, I just wouldn't want to tempt it. Or, I'll just try and validate if it's good or not. But, yeah.
So if you have a girl, like, this is such a cool girl, I don't want to ruin it with sex, you'll be like, yeah, no, I'm okay with that.
I don't know. Also, it depends, right? Also depends on the mind state. Not always. Like, things don't always get ruined by sex. But it just depends on maybe their personality, how they feel about it, and the complexities that come along with it. Because, you know, sometimes people can get clingy after some sex.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck just happened? We just had sex. Like, that's it. That's what we just did. Right? Because that's what people do. And so really depends, right? Because I can think of some friends that if I've slept with them, it might be a bit weird. And it will probably not be as close. And I just want to be cool, right? I just want to be cool with them. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
That's happened to you though, right? You're good friends with someone, sex is bad, then you're like, what the fuck?
It never happened with a friend.
Okay.
Usually, if we become friends, that's it. I don't think I would be able to sleep with them. Yeah. Usually, what happens for me is I go on a date. Actually, trying to think about it. No, if you're my friend, usually I won't touch you. I'm gonna touch you. Nope.
You're disgusting.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah. Ew.
How dare you?
I think I tend to keep those parts of my life a bit separate.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh no, friends are friends, and it's cool. If it happens naturally, of course it does. But and then like the girls that you're trying to date, you also, you know, there's a different element that you put to it, right?
Definitely. But I think as guys and girls friendship, a lot of people say that you are not necessarily attracted to them, but I do think you're always attracted to each other. Like 100%. Like there's a reason why you want to stay together.
Yeah.
It's because you're attracted to each other. And then because we're human, we're like, oh yeah, I don't have to put my dick inside that.
It's also easier when you're older, right?
Oh yeah.
To
100%.
think about like all these nuances that happen in just whatever relationship you're in. Because when you're young, you're just like, oh fuck, like she's showing a bit of interest. Does that mean she likes me?
Yeah.
For women, it's like I think they develop that brain earlier where they can distinguish between like a friend or sex. But for men, it's like I don't know. It's just something wrong with us. We want to fuck anything. Like it's like, god damn it. You know, it's like the animal reptilian brain just be like, she's got a hole, let me get in. Like, however dirty that I put it, I'm sorry, but
I think I think I talked about this yesterday with someone. I don't remember who, but they were saying if they fuck without a condom, they'll be like, oh my god, feels more accomplishment because like, oh, I just achieved nature's goal.
oh my god.
I impregnated a girl.
No, that's not the goal, right? The goal is to go in raw dog, but not impregnate. That's opposite of the goal. But you're just like tempting fate because you're like, oh, like I'm right there. I could if I could do it. Like you know, like but yeah, impregnation is like you need to move countries. Like you need to run away. Right?
But isn't that as human our goal? You know, we need to reproduce. And then
not everybody. I mean, like fundamentally, biologically, maybe.
Yes.
But we're so disconnected. I feel like as well from that. Like, yeah, there's plenty of people that don't want children, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that's the goal for everyone, but I say like nature-wise, our goal is to reproduce.
And you're saying that's what drives our sexual behaviors.
Yeah.
As well.
That's what drives everything.
Yeah.
I would say
I mean, I guess that's why sex sells in lots of different industries, like advertising and music, or actually everything, right? Everything can be sold using sex as a tool.
Yeah. That's why Instagram works so well. It's like you see all of these hot girls. It's just like, oh yeah, if you want to sell me like t-shirts, yeah, I'm gonna buy it because it's so hot.
I mean, that's what it's filled with, right? It's just like these models and these, that's crazy. Okay, I think this is a great subject, so let's keep on going.
Yeah.
I want to ask about meeting your parents' expectation in terms of when you, let's say you're in a relationship and you're ready to take the next step to marriage, right? Mm-hmm. I know Asian weddings comes in lots of different shapes and sizes, but usually your parents or grandparents want to promote it to the wider audience and invite people that you've never seen, never heard of, but it's just like this huge celebration of she's arrived or he's arrived and you know, this is adulthood. So what are your parents' expectations and how do you feel about this subject?
I feel I'm lucky enough that my mom moved to Switzerland.
Yeah.
So mentality-wise, she's getting more influenced by Western culture.
Yeah.
But I've seen, I don't know in Thailand how bad it is, to be honest. I know that in Thailand marriage has to be a big thing. In Asia in general. So it's not even when you get married in Europe, it's for yourself.
Yeah.
So you're celebrating your love. So that's why a lot of people maybe do it more privately. It's just like we're celebrating the husband and the wife.
Yeah.
You know, they getting married. But in Asia, it's all about the parent be like, yes, my child found a partner in life.
Yeah.
They're not a loser.
Yeah.
And what they do is they invite all of these strangers. I've seen a YouTuber girl talking about this. So she's been engaged for a very long time.
Yeah.
And people started asking, why are you not getting married? And she said, the reason is because I'm clashing with my parents.
Yeah.
So he's Chinese and she's Korean.
Okay.
So like I think culturally wise quite similar. And both of them said that, oh, we want a big wedding for you. We want to invite all of these people that you've never met, that you have no idea, and you have to invite them, and you need to spend all of this money on them because it means that you have to get a big venue, you have to get more food, catering, blah blah. And they were like, no. So they live in America.
Okay.
And they were like, no, we want something private because we're celebrating ourselves. We're not celebrating the family.
Yeah.
So the reason why they keep delaying the wedding is because it's raising so many problems in the family. They're just like, no, this is our wedding, and the parents are like, no, this is our wedding. So
Yeah.
there's a little bit of conflict in there.
Okay, but with third culture kids, they always have weddings in different locations, right?
Yeah.
So it's like they could say, okay, we'll have a wedding in China if you want, or Korea, or somewhere in the East, and then have one in America for our friends. That's kind of what my mates have been doing. Like they have,
really?
yeah, they have two weddings. So it's like one in a place where it's just like controlled by the parents or grandparents, and then one that's controlled by you. So they end up having two ceremonies.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's what happened. So one of my previous colleagues, he had a Thai ceremony here.
Yeah.
Usually Thai ceremonies last one day, but it's one full day.
Yeah.
We'll say in the morning you have the more traditional part where everyone dresses with Thai clothes, and you have just your close family.
Yeah.
Then I think in the afternoon you have like some food, canapé, whatever, and then in the end you have the dinner where the girl will wear a traditional Western wedding dress, so it's white gown,
Okay.
and they have the party with more people. I would say about 100, 200 people.
Yeah.
And then this couple, they had a wedding in Austria, which it was more European part, European side. And I think one of my Korean friends, she had a Korean ceremony, and then she had a more traditional Western ceremony. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, do I have to have two weddings if I decide to get married?
You would want it because it's hard to compromise on the big day. So you would want more decisions in your part, wherever it is, right? Or where, like however you want to organize it, and then be like, I don't really care about the other part, which is usually the parents' banquet, right? Because wedding is about food a lot of the times in Asia. So it's like, let's invite people for food. In Vietnam, it's pretty strange. It follows a sort of, it has, I guess, similarities to Chinese wedding, where it's and also Thai. In the daytime, it's the close quarter family, right? So there's some tea ceremony or something at home, and it's usually like the bridesmaid, the groomsmen, and just like key family members, and then it's the banquet later. It's really interesting how Vietnamese weddings are actually kind of like a business. It's grown like that, so they invite as many people as possible, and everybody's expected to give a certain amount of money.
Oh yeah.
So the more people,
also.
oh really?
Yeah.
Okay, so and then it's like actually you can end up making money depending on where you cut your costs, be it the catering, be it the decorations, the flowers, the event. But majority of Vietnamese weddings I hate because it's just like people eat and then they fuck off. That's it. You don't even talk to the people on the table. There's no dancing. There's no parties. There's a round of toast with the grooms and brides, but it's not intimate, and it's like people are just there for the food.
Yeah, exactly. That I don't like that too. Like big weddings are not for me. But Indian weddings. My story with Indian weddings. When I was back in Switzerland, I was a bartender. And when I came here to study university, I wanted to do my own shopping without having to, call my dad and be like, Dad, please help, I want to buy a t-shirt. So what I would do, I was bartending for Indian weddings.
Oh, wow.
And Indian weddings are crazy.
Those motherfuckers get drunk?
Drunk?
If they're like Hindis, right? Or Hindus.
So one of the things that I would always ask when they call me for an event, where do these Indians come from?
Right.
Because you have Indians from India, and then you have Indians from Hong Kong, Indians from Thailand, Indians from everywhere.
Right.
And I would always ask, because Indians from Indians are the worst. They're very rude.
Okay,
but the Indians from Hong Kong and stuff like that, usually they are more polite, I would say.
Sure.
I've even had this 8-year-old kid coming to 8-year-olds. And I'm not just a server. This is something that I do just in my free time. I go to university. I have a bachelor.
Yeah.
Came to me, 8-year-old, looks at me, give me a Coke, and I'm like, excuse me,
please. Yeah.
And then I don't know what happened, but I was asking him something. I was like, no, give me a Coke. And I was like,
slap that motherfucker.
Dare you?
Yeah.
No, I was so shocked because kid never requested something like so aggressively to me.
Yeah.
And expecting that I would give it to him. I was like, what? No,
Yeah.
this is not something that I'm used to. So I was super shocked. Oh, what the fuck just happened?
What about the good side? Why it like everybody gets drunk? There's lots of dancing. There's lots of music. Is it just fun as a party in general?
It's like a Bollywood whole crew thing.
That's awesome.
So Indian weddings usually, because they are abroad, I guess that if they do it in their hometown, it's gonna be longer, like 7 days.
What?
Yeah, it's like they last weeks, these weddings. But usually I would do 2 to 4 days weddings.
Wow.
At least minimum. There's never been a wedding that was just 1 day, minimum 2 days.
Wow.
So usually what they would have is they have a reception in the beginning.
Yep.
So we would serve like small cocktails, blah blah blah, and then they have the ceremony, which is the first day. I think it's just a welcome party, I would say.
Okay.
And then at night they party until like 2-6 a.m. These people, they don't drink. They drink until they faint, and then they just come back to life and keep drinking.
Wow, that's really cool.
They're crazy. I've never seen people drink so much as at Indian weddings.
Yeah.
And the thing is that it's open bar. So usually these weddings are with rich people.
Okay.
So they would have hibiki, Grey Goose,
Oh,
and
yes.
all the good stuff.
Oh, I mean, it's a wedding as well, so even if you're not as well off, you gotta show up, right?
True, but these they go crazy. Like, if I showed you the pictures of the bottles, you would be like, oh, these people had fun.
That's really awesome. So, what about, okay, if you were to get married, you know, in the next month or two, what would yours be? Would you have these double weddings, or would you be like, Mum, I'm taking control? Or your mum is actually quite open to that, you said, right? So what would you do?
In 100% honesty, I don't want to get married.
Okay.
I think marriage is just a contract. Usually you get married because it's convenient.
Yeah.
If it's not convenient to me, then I don't want to get married. There's, first of all, weddings are expensive. Second of all, divorce are way more expensive. I don't want to get to that point where I have to fight over the custody of the house and the kid and the dog and the cat.
But wouldn't you have to do that anyway? Let's say you built a life with a partner, so everything is like 50-50. Oh no, you have one owner of the house and then one owner of the car, and then you just do it because it's whatever. Yeah. So then it's harder to split that fortune, let's say you built.
I mean, in a wedding, it's just that everything will have to be 50-50. While I would rather talk to my partner and be like, so how do we want to divide this? And then, we think that's what prenup are for in the end. But I don't want to be forced by the law to be like, oh, okay, you have to do this, because in my country, maybe it's the reason why they teach us about marriage. They tell us how our rights are divided if we get married or if we don't get married. Yeah. So one of the things that people do, let's say that you have a family member that doesn't like you. Yep. Let's say the mom of your partner doesn't like you, and then you go to the hospital. They have the right to say, no, she cannot go inside because legally you're not together. Oh, okay. So she can say like, oh, you cannot come visit because you're not part of the family. Right. So this is one of the reasons that I'm like, I don't know. It's just such a legality, right? Okay. Let's get off the official marriage in terms of signing paperwork and being legalized. What about the party? Because, when you think of weddings, right, you think of like, how do you celebrate a birth of something really cool and you building a life with someone? How do you celebrate that? I do want to have a wedding party, but it's not a wedding. Right. I just want it's the same shit, man. People, I just want to have a reason to party, but then at the end, isn't just like what I do all the time. Yeah, okay, well, think about the specifics of the party. Where would it be? How many people? Music, food, all that stuff. I would definitely have one location and only one party. Okay. I guess Bangkok because it's cheaper and it's more fun and there's more shit that you can do. Yeah, exactly. I would say freedom-wise, you are allowed to do a little bit more. So, it's cheaper, I guess. I would fly people over and be like, hey.
Would it be in a venue? Would it be by a beach? Would it be on a yacht? Would it be...
beach, it's so messy. No,
Yeah.
I think I would like a venue.
Yeah, with aircon.
Yes, with aircon, exactly.
Yeah, okay. And DJ, band, both?
DJ, band sounds lame.
Really?
It does.
Like, imagine a brass band.
I like to go to live music concerts, but for a wedding, I would rather have a DJ. I don't know. I feel like a band would be too formal. I don't know.
Also, they can't play it all night, right? With a DJ, it's like Spotify, spin that shit.
USB, done.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. What? Oh, so I want to talk about this. In Thai culture, a man has to pay some sort of money to the wife's family. Tell us about that.
We were talking about this with my friend. He has a Thai girlfriend, and the mom of my friend, like the guy, she came to visit. So they're Swedish.
Yeah.
And they were talking about weddings, you know, like some normal shit. And the mom said that she doesn't think that dowry makes sense. And then the girlfriend got a little bit upset, like, well, it's just tradition. It doesn't mean that we are taking the money. You're just, you know, offering. Like, you're giving money to the family and be like, oh, this is how much your daughter is valued. So
that's quite a big thing, right? How much do we give?
Yeah, it's a big thing.
Is it $1 million? Is it 10,000? Like, you know, like.
Yeah.
Also, it proves like how wealthy the other family is. A sign of status.
Exactly.
Well, right?
It's just like, oh, here, I am wealthy. I can take care of your daughter. Like, here's the money. But
does the guy's family pays for it, or the guy does?
The guy and the guy's family.
Okay,
I guess
so
it depends. They talk to each other and be like, okay.
Okay, however money they want to put up, right?
Yeah, because usually, because more of the couples that I know are, you know, white guy and Thai girl.
Sure.
So usually it will be the guy paying, but if it would be Thai to Thai person, it's a family thing. So it's like, you know, it's the two families coming together and be like, okay, here's the money.
What happens to the money then?
So from what I know is that in the beginning you have to kind of decide what to do. So they either just give it back and be like, okay, this is just part of the ceremony.
Yeah.
So you just want to show off that you have the money.
The cash?
Yeah, like here in a briefcase.
Yeah, it's like poker chips. I'm all in.
Here.
Yeah, I'm all in. Oh, okay. I fold, and then you take the money back.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Okay, but it's cash.
It's cash.
Okay, it's like a physical symbol.
Yeah.
It's not like here's this check that you can't ever cash.
Yeah.
So you can write like $1 billion.
Yeah. It's a big check.
Yeah,
like Alan.
yeah. Like you won something. Woo! Yeah.
No, they can decide, or the family keeps it and then they give it to the newlywed and, you know, buy a house. Actually, no, not even buy a house, because they will live with the family probably.
Wow.
That's what happened in Asian culture, you know. It's just like, okay, now you live with the family and you take care of everyone.
Yeah, but isn't it scary, like, if you, you know, for the guy's family and the guy, because it's like this bunch of money that we're gonna give up. Is it gonna be for the newlyweds, because maybe that's okay, or they are just gonna take it? Who gets to decide? Because it doesn't seem like it's a joint decision.
Yeah.
It's up to the wife's family, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of dodgy in a sense.
I would say a lot of the a very common thing that happens is that the guy will give, let's say, if a guy comes to Thailand and they find a bar girl, then I would say a lot of the time the family will be like, yep, we're keeping all this money and feeding the whole family and buying ourselves a house.
Right.
So I guess it depends on what class you are.
Okay.
And who you're marrying to.
So is it similar to the wedding ring theory, where in Japan it's 3 months of your salary, in America it's 2 months of your salary? How much is a dowry? Like, what's the amount? Is there this like a rule of thumb? It's got to be like 20% of your life savings, or like what's considered a okay amount for a middle class family? Do you know?
That's an interesting question. Maybe 2 months, so same as America. I would say something like that.
Okay. So,
As a rule of thumb, I would say, yeah.
what about wedding rings? If you don't want to get, married, how much does the ring mean as a token of, can we be together? You still want the ring, don't you?
I do, of course.
Nah, man, you can't have one or the other.
Wow.
So you'll still do the whole wedding thing, but you just won't sign the paperwork.
Yes.
Like the engagement ring, and then the actual wedding ring, and then all the other stuff that associated with it. Okay.
Yeah. If I would marry, there's only one reason why I would marry, and actually two. One is the guy is super extra rich, and I'm gonna be like, yeah. Prenup? No. What are you talking about?
Sure, I would do the same.
Also, he has to be very old. Very old and very rich.
Okay.
And I'm like, prenup?
Definitely bad in bed, though. Definitely bad in bed. What are you gonna do about that?
Oh, he's rich and older.
Oh, okay. Oh, it balances out. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, girls have to gold dig in the smart way.
Right, right.
You cannot be picky when you're gold digging.
Yeah, I'm sure you just put a VR headset on him and he think he's actually having sex with you.
Yeah, VR headset.
Exactly. Yeah. Just have him plug into the Matrix and just feed him for a tube. Yeah.
But no, on a serious note, I would marry only for a passport. If from this relationship I can get an extra passport, I will marry.
Okay. What sort of passport are you after? Because I think your one's pretty good already. Why do you need another one?
I could get either an American one or an Australian one.
Okay. Are they also pretty good?
Yeah, they're not that good. It's just that now I have access to certain countries.
Right.
And if you go to America, I can go, but getting a work permit is very hard.
Sure,
So
but if you're a citizen or married to one, it's easier for you to locate yourself. Okay.
Well, I would say even if I move to another country and this person is from that country, of course, and I want to stay for a long time, then I'll be like, hey, I want to stay long here too.
Yeah.
How about we just get married? And it doesn't
have to mean that much. It's just help me.
Help me stay here.
Yeah. Help me make my visa process not as shit, right? Yeah, because that stuff takes years. Okay.
So that's the only reason why I would marry.
Okay, cool.
Sounds very pragmatic, but...
Yeah, I mean, whatever, right? However you view it is up to you. It doesn't have to be this societal thing that...
I never cared about weddings or getting married. One thing, I was playing with Barbie dolls, and they would never get married. They would just living together. So we have this in Switzerland, where if you live together, you're still recognized as a couple.
Yeah. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know, maybe it's just the society I grew up in. My parents are married and everything, but doesn't mean that I have to. It doesn't mean that when I grew up I had that expectation. I think it's more of an American thing where you want to get married, or Asian things also.
Yeah, I think Asians, they think it's a path to adulthood, right? You finish school, university, you get a job, and then you get married. And then your life starts after that. Then they don't need to quote unquote worry about you. Yeah. Right, because you're set up, and then maybe after marriage is kids, and that's the traditional. That's why people get married quite early in this part of the world. Yeah. I think my cousin got married at 21 to his 20-year-old wife, or 21, 22, but super young. But I'm happy for him because he's doing so well, right? Because previous to that he wasn't, and he didn't really know what he was doing, but. It's just kind of expected. Also, probably for some passport purposes as well. Yeah, okay.
Would you get married?
I think I'm open to it. I don't really know how I feel about it. I think I had a similar take like you did. But, I don't tend to think about it too much. So it's not my list of priorities. Yeah. I'm more concerned about monogamy. Well, I'm more interested in the concept of monogamy because it hasn't been around for as long as humans has been around. It has been a relatively new concept. Yeah. So, yeah, I think monogamy can work for some people, but it tends to fail for a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, I think it's phases in life as well because things change. How can you commit to someone when you're, let's say, 25 or even 30. So you've been on the earth for a while, but then commit the next 40 years or 50 years of your life to the same person, right? I think that is quite crazy, and to expect it to be exactly the same, not exactly the same, but expect to grow together and to be on the same boat for 50 years, I think is unrealistic, right? And I think we should put that kind of pressure on ourselves. And also, I'm asking a lot from you. For example, if I proposed and you said yes, then it's like, fuck, man, that's a big decision.
Yeah.
The rest of your life, you're gonna hate me, but then you're gonna have to commit to the fact that you hate me, but have to stay with me.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why we see a lot of divorce. I think there might be a better way to look at it. I think monogamy, like having one partner is fine, but having that for the rest of your life might not be. You might, you know, it might be like monogamy in bite-sized chunks, 5 to 10 years, or whatever it is. Or it could even be different, right? It could be like you can love multiple people for multiple different things, and then choose to live with one person and not the others.
Yeah, I guess that's why I would be okay with an open relationship. I still think that I do want a partner for life.
Yeah.
But that partner has to be my best friend, where we communicate, we have fun together, like you said, and then if we cannot be completing each other all the time. Sometimes you will need something from someone else, and I'd be like, I'm okay with that, as long as when you come back home, we're still best friends, we're still together. Because when you're in a relationship, what you need is the support.
Yeah.
You don't want someone who completes you. You want to be two individuals to support each other. It's like, it's me and you against the world.
Yeah.
That's what I want. It's someone that I can go on in the world and that will be there to support me, like my biggest cheerleader. The person that I can confide in, the person that I can trust with everything that I have. But then it doesn't mean that I only have to have sex with you, I only have to love you.
Right.
You're just gonna be the main person in my life that I rely on.
That makes sense. I think that's what most people are looking for, right? Some sort of security or someone to lean on when they're like feeling a bit shit about themselves.
Yeah.
Can you do that with multiple people at the same time?
I guess you can. So I think lately I've realized what my biggest problem was, and it's that I am looking for the perfect person, which is impossible to find. You have so many high standards, and it's not possible to fulfill them all. So what I realize is that that's what friends are for.
Yeah.
So for me, if a guy doesn't fulfill like some requirement, for example, I like to talk about philosophy, but I will have a friend that I can talk about philosophy to.
Yeah.
And then that's gonna fulfill my need, and then I can just go back happily to my partner and be like, oh, well, I am happy. I found my fulfillment somewhere else, and now we can be together and we do the stuff that we love.
Yeah.
But loving multiple people, to me, sounds exhausting, honestly. Like, you have to give the same amount of love to both of them. It's just probably people have that in them, but I don't know, like executing that seems kind of exhausting.
That makes sense. But and then we go into this whole side of what love actually is and the different levels of love commitments. Because you can love your friend, you can love your neighbor, and then you can love your partner, right? Like, there's so many different levels to that. Okay. Yeah, I'm just wondering if you could kind of like switch levels of love with different people, but maybe it's like in concept that might be okay, but in reality it's not, right? Because sometimes you don't really have a whole grasp on how you feel or the investment. You can't just take it out. It's not like a bank account, right? Yeah, that's weird. Okay.
You think you could, let's say, love two people at the same time?
I don't know. I think it's possible. I think it's possible for different things. Like what you were saying in terms of fulfillment of need, or maybe it's a way that the person makes you feel. I think it's fairly possible. I think also we are defaulted to one. I think that's easy, right? It's easier to just have one point of communication versus multiple. But yeah, you might be able to have lots of interesting and experiences with multiple. Yeah, I don't know. It's still something I think I'm figuring out, and yeah, I'm not sure.
Relationships are hard. Finding a good relationship even harder.
Oh yeah, I was going to get onto this point because you mentioned the perfect person, and I think this is probably a good way to close it as well. What's the perfect person, or who is it? What are these requirements? Yeah,
that's something that I've been working on lately.
You have a list?
That's the thing. I used to have a list, and then
wow.
I realized how toxic that list is.
Wow.
Because it made me reject a lot of people that were good.
Yeah.
But because I didn't fulfill that list, I didn't want to see them because I thought that you're not that good, so
yeah 2.1 fail.
Yeah, exactly. You just reach like 7 out of 10. Yeah, no, that's not good. So I realized, oh fuck, that's toxic, and I focus more on those requirements. Like I want this person to be good looking, I want this person to have this kind of job. That I didn't realize that I wasn't giving much attention to the person itself. And I was thinking about what value can they bring to me.
Right.
Because like if you have a good job, then you bring me stability. If you have a good personality, you bring fun in the relationship. So I was thinking in those terms instead of focusing on this person makes me feel good.
Yeah.
This person is giving me compliment and making me feel good about myself.
Right.
So I guess I got more focused on what I wanted instead of focusing on what could be good for me instead.
Okay.
So the perfect person, I don't think they exist. Now I changed my whole
What's your perfect person?
I would say
if they did exist, or the perfect person that will become, or the person that could become a perfect person. Because maybe there isn't ever, but they can strive closer to that milestone of being perfect.
They have to fulfill what I said like before, the 3 pillars. They have to be honest, they have to be trustworthy, and they have to be communicative.
Okay.
If they have those 3, I'm pretty sure that I can work with that. Okay. But as soon as you're not honest with me, then respect me enough to be honest with me and communicate with me about anything.
Okay.
The perfect person is not afraid to tell me when I fuck up.
Yep.
The perfect person also, it's communicative in a way that if there's something that they're not okay with, they will tell me, and then we can work on it. Yeah, someone willing to work on the relationship, because there's no perfect relationship. It's always a work in progress.
Right. What about, so are all the requirements out the window? For example, like job, I don't know, interests, like all the
I would want
more tangible things.
So I am attracted to people that when they walk into the room, they attract the attention on them.
Oh, okay.
I like very attention grabbing people.
Maybe that's not the right word. Because that sounds like a weirdo.
Okay.
Like attention seeking is typically negative, right?
Okay. Someone who is charismatic. Yeah. Like if someone is, everyone is attracted to people who are charismatic because it's something normal. But if a person is charismatic, for me it's like, okay, here's my heart, take it.
Oh Jesus!
Take it, I'm yours. Where's your bed? I'm going in.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really like that because I like someone who is opposite of me.
Yeah.
When I go in public, for me, I'm really shy. I don't like talking to people, so I like that, and I like people who have different interests in me than me. Sorry.
Okay.
So if I like playing guitar, maybe they like going to sports outside.
Right.
Yeah, confident, charismatic, hobbies different than mine. So. Yeah. I would love someone who plays video games also.
But that's something similar to you.
I know, but it's so easy to bond over video games.
It is very easy to bond, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, those are my requirements.
Alright, well good luck on your search. And you maybe should upload this checklist so people can submit their application. They tick the boxes and then upload documents based on it.
Wait. Okay, so the list is gonna be: you have a passport that I don't have, so no Thai, no Swiss.
Yep.
Good job, big bank account.
What? You just added that one. You just added that one. Okay, fine. Yeah, I get it though. That's important. Yeah.
Hey, financial stability is not to be underestimated.
Sure.
Especially because you don't want to be with someone who doesn't know how to take care of themselves financially.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna end up badly.
I think a lot of it has to do with luck. So
Luck?
it depends. Like, yeah, let's say you're not financially independent because you've just taken so many risks because you like to do so many things, and eventually you might hit your lucky spot when you're like 45, and then you just fucking make so much money because you've just been doing, like, experience a bunch of shit, right? It doesn't necessarily, it doesn't mean you're not going to be rich just because you're not rich now. There's always, like, if all the stars align and everything is perfect, then I'll just be crazy rich. There's a lots of billionaires that are much older in life, or millionaires that are much older in life than young ones, right?
Then let me rephrase it. I don't want someone who is spending their money on futile stuff.
Yeah.
If it's someone spending money into their dreams, that's one thing that is super attractive, when someone is passionate about something.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is, but when someone talks about something that they love and they're so knowledgeable about it,
Yeah.
like it's so attractive.
It's cool, right? Yeah.
Like you see the spark in their eyes, and just like, I love this thing. It's so cute.
Yeah.
So if you're passionate about, building businesses, and your account maybe it's like suffering from that, it's okay.
Right.
As long as you have a purpose in life, you're not just spending money just because you can, or spending on things that in the end don't bring value or anything.
Yeah, like going to gentleman's club and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, I am home already. Like, what do you have to go to gentleman's club?
Yeah. Okay, what else is on the list?
Tall, dark, and handsome.
Oh god, come on, that's just so. Yeah, alright. How dark? There's some dark people.
Wait, so it used to be pale and blonde.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like all of my boyfriends are blonde. It used to be blonde.
Okay.
Now they're gone. I broke their hearts. It used to be pale and blonde, and now it changed to more actually like Asian, Mediterranean.
Oh, okay.
It's something that I realized later. I was like, okay.
You've adapted.
I adapted.
You've adapted.
Changed.
You've broadened your perspective on dateable guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. What else?
What else? I guess that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, where can we find this list so the people listening can apply?
You can find it on Instagram.
Yeah. Follow Jess.
I will post a story.
Yeah. Okay.
Please submit your application.
Yeah, exactly. So people get them in while they're hot. All right. There's a limited time frame to when we're taking these applications. Because we don't have that many people going through these applications.
I know, the biological clock is ticking. I need to make beautiful babies. He needs to have green eyes.
Green eyes.
Because my dad has green eyes, so I'm pretty sure I have a dormant gene for green eyes.
Wow.
So, green eyes.
Green eyes.
Green eyes is a big plus.
Okay.
On your resume.
Or maybe you can use like the CRISPR gene to like edit the genome so they can have green eyes.
Oh.
So you don't, Maybe that's a different topic of whether that's morally correct or not, just because you want green eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Jess. Where can people find you?
They can find me on Instagram. I am Stormtroopy. Also on Twitter, Stormtroopy, and on all video games. If you see someone called Stormtroopy, that's me.
All right, and you can find me at Semi-Grown Kid.
Don't give a fuck, bananas.
All right, and we're out. Peace.
Drop.
Fuck, we have an outro?